Watch this massive vehicle try to navigate a standard, tight city street. It takes up nearly the entire lane. What you are looking at is the absolute peak of the ultra-luxury body-on-frame SUV class. This bar chart tracks a steep 5-year pricing trend, showing how these flagship models have easily pushed past $120,000. But that price tag buys you a mechanical contradiction. You are paying for the silent, isolated cabin of a luxury sedan, yet it is bolted directly onto a heavy-duty truck chassis. The question we need to answer is whether the daily friction of driving a truck is worth the specific off-road capability it provides. Buying into this tier without understanding the mechanical trade-offs is an easy way to burn capital on a vehicle you hate driving. This split-screen diagram shows the root of the issue. On the right, a standard unibody car. On the left, a separate body dropped onto a steel ladder frame. Those thick rails absorb massive stress, giving the capacity to pull heavy loads without twisting. Combine that with a solid rear axle, and you get serious mechanical grip. The wheels articulate deeply to maintain traction over boulders and deep ruts. But on pavement, that solid axle physically connects the left and right wheels. When one side hits a standard city pothole, the impact transfers across the axle and creates a jittery, unsettled ride in the cabin. The ladder frame also sits high off the ground. To fit the frame and the body together, the interior floor is pushed upward, which severely pinches legroom in the third row. The architecture guarantees you will survive an off-grid trail, but it ensures your daily commute will be stiffer and more cramped than in a standard crossover. You also have to manage its physical footprint. The front fin chassis is sheer vertical wall, and the curb weight routinely tops 6,000 pounds. That aggression is highly intentional. It generates immediate road presence and acts as a strong status signal for executive buyers. There is also a distinct psychological comfort in mass. Wrapping yourself in 3 tons of steel naturally makes you feel insulated and safe from surrounding traffic. This top-down view illustrates the downside of that bulk. The sheer height of the hood and tailgate creates massive blind spots immediately in front of and behind the bumpers. Those blind spots turn tight urban spaces into high-stress environments. Parking in a standard underground garage requires constant reliance on external cameras just to avoid scraping the pillars. Pushing a tall, heavy block through the air also exacts a heavy toll at the gas pump, keeping fuel efficiency firmly in commercial truck territory. A vehicle this large feels commanding on an open interstate, but navigating it through a city feels like steering a cargo ship through a marina. To make that truck chassis feel like a luxury product, engineers install heavy acoustic glass, lay down incredibly thick carpets, and dense sound-deadening foam. It works. The interior becomes a quiet isolation chamber that drastically reduces driver fatigue on long road trips. But insulating a large volume of space requires hundreds of pounds of materials, adding even more weight to an already heavy platform. This comparison chart demonstrates the physics of that added weight. As mass goes up, braking distance stretches out, and the vehicle becomes noticeably slower to change direction. You also take on the long-term liability of maintaining bespoke cabin electronics. Once the warranty expires, repairing complex infotainment screens or active seat motors carries a steep premium. Creating total silence inside the cabin demands a massive weight penalty, reducing the vehicle's agility while inflating its long-term cost of ownership. Making the right choice here requires ignoring the marketing brochures and conducting an honest audit of your actual driving habits. This flowchart frames the decision around realistic use cases. Assuming you have a budget over $120,000, we look strictly at how you spend your time. Let's follow the first path. If your weekends involve towing heavy loads, carrying equipment, or navigating poorly maintained rural roads, then this platform makes financial sense. You are actually utilizing the 15-year mechanical durability and the heavy-duty capacity that you paid for. But look at the second path, the pure urban commute. If you drive exclusively on paved roads and park in tight suburban lots, the truck frame offers zero mechanical advantage. You are fighting the vehicle's bulk every day for capabilities you never engage. In this scenario, your return on investment is terrible. You are better off passing on the truck frame and choosing a European unibody SUV that delivers superior handling and better interior space. Otherwise, you are writing a six-figure check for heavy-duty off-road armor that you exclusively wear on the highway. True luxury means matching the engineering under the floorboards to the reality of your